Andre, it's an entirely different animal facing this team this week, isn't it?
Yes, you know, they run a different type of offense, but you just had to play your assignment, that's all.
What does that mean in layman's terms? We hear that this time of year, every year when you guys are playing Georgia Tech, but for you, as one of the playmakers on defense, what does that mean?
If you're a corner, do your job. If you're a lineman, do your job. If you're a linebacker, do your job. That's all I can say about it. It's pretty just straightforward. Just do your job. That's all it means.
You guys were pretty successful against this team last year. You limited them to just 13 points versus maybe some unsuccessful games in the past. What was the difference in 2010 against Georgia Tech?
People did their job. That's it.
What about, the offense is talking about limited possessions. What do you think you guys need to do to help get Georgia Tech off the field and not really control the clock?
Like I said before, do your job.
Is it really that simple, though?
You have to. If you don't do your job, then that's when the big plays will happen.
Is it a situation where somebody tries to, make a hero-type play, and that's when bad things? I mean, when you look on the film, does it just stand out like a sore thumb when somebody doesn't do the right thing?
Georgia Tech is, if you get one player out their gap, then they're gonna expose that. And so, if a corner comes up for the run and he has the wide receiver, and they just throw an 80-yard pass, that's a touchdown because he wasn't doing his job. If a lineman goes at the quarterback when he has the fullback, that's just doing your job. So that's basically all.
Is it hard to do that over the course of 70 consecutive plays? It seems like, I did my job 68 times today.
It is.
Unfortunately, there were 2 times I didn't.
And if you don't do it that 2 times, that can result in 12 points. So that's what their offense made out of, is hopefully somebody will not do their job and they'll find that person.
You played Wofford earlier this year. Obviously, it's not the same caliber athlete, but some of the same things about doing your job, and they got a couple big plays on you. Can that game be beneficial to you this year, the fact that you played Wofford, a month and a half ago? Are there some similarities?
Because in the past, we haven't faced an offense like that before in the year. Once we got to Georgia Tech, it was like, all right, we got to turn on a different switch, to their option and everything. But now that we play Wofford, we kind of adjusted to it a little bit. But, it's not the same, but it kind of resembles it.
Outside Carolina, these guys, they annoy you the most outside Carolina just because the way you guys have had these games with them the last couple of years, it just seems like you can't get over that hump lately.
I'm annoyed by any loss I have, so I can't say Carolina lost, Georgia Tech lost. We lost 7 games last year, and I was annoyed by every single one of those. So that's how I look at that.
Do you guys feel the pressure with losses like Oklahoma, Wisconsin? You've seen some of the big programs fall now and lose their chance at that perfect season. Do you pay attention to that, and does that add to the pressure of you guys knowing that could be you next if you don't stay on it?
Not at all, because my focus isn't on Oklahoma and Wisconsin. It's on the Clemson Tigers, and that's all I can worry about.
Does this season, starting to feel magical? Are you starting to get that sense that this is a special year? This isn't like other years. All the goals are still right there, and you could accomplish great things.
I felt that it was going to be a magical year in the summer. So you could say people are saying it's a magical year now, but the players already knew that going into the season. So that's how we look at that.
Did it feel different than last time? I know you probably say that every year. Were you saying that last year before the season started, or no?
I was, and then as the season went on, it kind of tapered off. But this year's is way different.
Can this team win a national championship this year, Andre?
If we play what we're capable of doing and take one game at a time, anything is possible.
Is that a talk in the locker room right now amongst you and some of the other senior leaders on this team?
No, we're taking one game at a time, and if we look too forward, then that's when we'll lose. So you can't look forward at things that aren't there yet. So we're just taking one game at a time.
A lot of talk this year has been on the offense and how explosive they've been. At times, your defense has been equally explosive, being able to put points on the board. What do you think you guys can do to sort of get that consistency week in and week out? Because it seems to go from week to week, whether or not you guys defensively are as stout as you want to be.
Pretty much doing our job.
You got to worry about getting tired. Getting off the field in a situation when you're playing them, because when you get your offense the ball, good things happen. Yeah. Against Georgia Tech, sometimes that's hard to do. It's hard to get that ball back. How important is that in this game, especially with your offense?
Being tired, we're we're well-trained athletes, and we're very in shape, and we got a lot of depth on our team. So tired is not an excuse at all. So we just do our job and do it to the best of our ability, and we should be fine.
You've been through some roller coaster seasons here over the course of your career. You're 8-0 right now. You're ranked inside the top 5. How much fun is this?
It's a lot of fun because, like Coach Sweeney always says, the fun's in winning. So if you're winning, of course it's gonna be fun. If you're losing, it's definitely not fun. So that's how we look at things, and we just take one game at a time. And we're having a great season so far.
Are you one of the best 3 or 4 teams in the country? I mean, you watch some other teams playing. Do you feel like your team is as good as anybody else that's out there?
I mean, I have all the confidence in the world in my team and my teammates and the coaching staff. So, I mean, that's all I can say about it.
How good of a dancer is Coach?
He's all right. He's all right. He got a little swagger to him.
What does he remind you of? What does he get? What kind of moves does he have?
Like a Vanilla Ice.
Is that a compliment?
Yeah, you can take it how you want.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
No problem.
I'm not moving. They're going to have to bring me over here.